Listen my command at all time, defend yourself at all time. Touch glove if you want, back your corner.
Big smiles from Rebecca Heintzman as she was introduced. This fight is brought to you by Under Armour. Big cheers from the crowd here in Jakarta when Angela Lee was announced.
Ready? Ready? Fight!
Here we go, round one. One thing I've noticed about Rebecca Heintzman from looking at previous fights is she often has her head up there nice and high, particularly when she is on the retreat, and that's a big target for Angela Lee to aim for with her fists.
You know, it's an interesting strategy if Rebecca Heintzman chooses to take this fight to the ground. I mean, we've seen in past fights from Angela Lee, you know, definitely that's her strength. She is a wizard when it comes to the ground game.
Punches to the body from Heintzman, knees to the body from Lee. In come the knees from the American as well. Olivier Coste telling Rebecca Heintzman not to grab Angela's shirt.
Attempted on a double leg, just easily stopped and deflected by Angela. Heintzman's trying to push her up against the cage now, hoping to maybe wear her out. She talked a lot about the grinding style of American wrestlers, and that's really what she's hoping to bring to this fight, really wear out Angela Lee.
Heintzman with their back pushed up against the cage. In come the knees to the inside of the thigh from Angela.
There's that outside trip, and she drags Heintzman to the ground. You can see Heintzman with a wizard there, using it to get back up to her feet. Nice stand-up from Rebecca Heintzman.
Oh, forearm, left forearm from Heintzman to Lee's head.
Angela's now trying to drag this fight back down to the ground. You can see her attempting the outside trip there.
These knees from Angela to the stomach. We haven't seen so very much of that there, and that's why Rebecca's using that left hand of her just to block the knee as it comes in, just between the web of her thumb and fingers.
Nice little adjustment. And these guys are actually showing a lot of different sort of the clinch game, which is a highly technical aspect. All these underhooks that they're trying to get. Nice takedown as she ends up slightly on the back of Rebecca Heintzman as she's got both hooks in, looking for that choke.
Got to be careful not to hit Heintzman on the back of the head. That space between the ears at the back of the head, they represent illegal blows, but now she's facing upwards, and that's a big target for Angela Lee to aim for.
Angela sees that there's that arm she's leaving out there. There's a possible arm bar there.
Certainly
Angela
on, isn't it?
Sees it, but defends quite nicely. She's back into the back mount there as she flattens out. Rebecca Heintzman starts landing shots.
Covers up well, Rebecca Heintzman.
Angela likes to use strikes to open up possible submissions. So as she's hitting her opponent, there's arms that come out, necks that are exposed, and they leave out submissions. There she is sliding into mount now. This is a bad position for Heintzman to be in.
Covering up very well, Heintzman, fully aware that the back of the head blows are illegal, and that's often the only target she's presenting, and this is a perfect example. Difficult for Angela to land legal blows.
You see how she's striking? She's striking first, and then she's using one arm to set up a submission. She's sliding it under her arm, her neck rather, to set up the choke, and she's punching with the other hand to create the openings. Heintzman's tough though, she's defending. You know, she's scrambling, she's creating movement. She is not accepting any of these positions.
Showing herself to be a very good spoiler, I must say. And when they stand up in offense, those knees to the midriff are also quite potent. But this is not where she wants to be with Angela Lee, with her back to the mat.
Heintzman's got a really high guard. She's attempting to move and create submissions, and a nice little knee from the grounded position there of Angela Lee.
And the knees coming in from the side as well. These are very, very heavy blows. She really unleashed with the last couple there. Olivier Coste is watching very carefully, and Heintzman takes them very well indeed.
Ah, look at this choke she's got set up.
Olivier Coste asking the question.
That looks like it's possibly the same Peruvian necktie that her brother used in the last competition, but Heintzman's defending it. She looks to be okay.
She's a great spoiler, isn't she? look at the effort on Angela Lee's face. 20 seconds left of this first round and she lets it go. Switches round to take the back and throws in a couple of right hands. Running out of time to finish it in this round. Final 10 seconds. Action-packed first 5 minutes we've had in this one.
Interesting scrambles and submission attempts by Angela Lee, and right at the end of the bell, she gives up an arm bar, and Rebecca Heintzman is saved by the bell.
But she's loving it, Mitch. She knows that she had quite a bit of success there in spoiling the plan for Angela Lee. Yeah, she got the crowd involved as she came back.
You can see that she used that Wizard stand-up where you have the overhook over the shoulder. Here's Angela Lee dragging Rebecca Heintzman back down to the ground. And from here, that was pretty much the story of the later part of this round. It was Angela controlling the ground, attempting some submissions, but Rebecca Heintzman defended them all. So big hats off to Rebecca Heintzman.
And Mel Tan's telling us that we're moving into the second round. That smile is still there. Not so for Angela Lee. Maybe a little bit more difficult than she expected.
Big things for her confidence to get out of some of those submissions and last the round.
Down to the work, serious business for Angela now. Oh, right hand, but she slipped as she delivered it. Still smiling.
She landed the Superman punch there, but just got caught with a little bit of a push kick by Angela Lee and lost her footing.
This is a tough contest for Angela. She is in a fight.
Nice, and this is where Rebecca seems to be most comfortable, using that cage, controlling the match, keeping her pressed up against it, and really just sort of grinding on Angela. She hasn't been able to take her down. It's an interesting strategy as Angela starts dragging her back down to the
knee to the head,
some knees.
And again, Rebecca blocks it off. She uses the right hand just to block the knee, and then she grabs it, but Angela's got the throat now.
No, not it's quite, it's still over the chin.
Still over the chin, you're right.
That was beautiful, though. Angela actually caught, as Rebecca was going for the single leg and trying to block those knees, Angela was able to spin around and take her back and sink in this choke, and this looks like it's kind of a neck crank.
It's a neck crank, it's not underneath that chin, but she's tapped out. The torque cranking the neck did it. She had the figure four leg lock in. There was very little Rebecca Heintzman can do. And directly above her, she looks very frustrated because she achieves so much in defense and a fair bit in offense. But it's Angela Lee who comes away with her 5th professional victory. A perfect record as a pro. And another fine performance. The hug from her father, Ken Lee, and her younger brother, Christian Lee. They move from strength to strength. This was what started the damage. The big knee to the head, preoccupying Rebecca, doing all she could to prevent that knee from driving in. While she was thinking about that, Angela just swiveled round onto the back. She didn't get it underneath the chin, but the crank on that head was big and bad enough for Rebecca to tap out, and Olivia Coste stepped in. Heintzman's record drops to 2-2. Angela Lee remains with a perfect 5 from 5. With the official decision, Anthony Suntai.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Olivier Coste calls a halt to this battle. At a minute, 8 seconds of round number 2 for your winner by submission via rear naked choke, unstoppable Angela Lee!
Looking forward to seeing more of Rebecca Heintzman. She can do a lot of damage in one championship. An ever-expanding female roster in this organization, and there are some great matchups.